I don't feed him, bro. Close fire. I just laughed. The first laugh. I thought, what in my gym at home, and I ate it for half an hour until I just get sweat out. Better than running, I can't stand running. So I just hit the bag just like, and then I'll have like to go, and I'll throw 5 or 6 punches, and just hit that man. Last one now. You got this one. Straight up. Up. So. Who was it? Who was it? I did that to.
Last 20. Yes. 10 to go.
And that is Carl Froch fresh out of training camp, sending a crystal clear warning to John Fury. The Cobra is back in the gym, and he means every single word of it. This fight is building up fast, and Froch is not playing games. He wants John Fury to prove himself before they even think about sharing a ring together.
Like you, but you've got to do a job on them. You've got to show me, like I said, that you can even stay on your feet for 3 minutes or 2-minute rounds, whatever it is. Because I don't think you can.
And that is a massive point being made right there. David Adeleye is not just a boxer. He carries genuine heavy hands that have surprised people time and time again. When Carl Froch himself is acknowledging the power you bring to the table, then you know the boxing world needs to sit up and take serious notice of what Adeleye is capable of doing.
It hits harder than people expect, I think a lot of people, obviously, they pick up on his boxing, how good a boxer he is, but it hits harder than people expect.
Derek Chisora cutting straight through the noise and speaking nothing but the truth here. Sparring knockouts mean absolutely nothing when the Real lights come on. When you are in an actual fight with real consequences on the line, everything changes completely. John Fury can talk about whatever he has done in the gym, but until he steps through those ropes against Carl Froch, it means precisely nothing at all.
To learn, so the guy you knocked out in sparring, he's understand, okay, I did this silly move, that's how I got knocked out. So I'm gonna have to stop doing these silly moves so I don't get knocked out. So when people come out and say, oh, I've knocked out in sparring, I stopped doing sparring, but...
John Fury talking a big game as usual and promising he will not back out of this fight. But promising you will show up and actually showing up ready to compete against a genuine Hall of Fame level fighter like Carl Froch are two completely different things. The business case makes sense. The question is whether John Fury's body and chin can back up everything his mouth keeps saying.
I'm a fight with you, my friend. I know nobody else either on this planet. If it makes business sense, you know, but them other people don't generate any money, you know, but you do. Next world champion, people still love you. Let's see what you can.
Carl Froch laying it all out with absolute clarity and brutal honesty. This man knocked George Groves' spark out in front of 80,000 screaming fans at Wembley Stadium, and Groves was 11 years his junior at the time. Now he is only looking at a 10-year age gap against John Fury, and Froch is asking if that makes it a fair fight. The answer is that Carl Froch in a training camp with genuine motivation is a terrifying prospect for absolutely anyone regardless of age. John Fury has built an entire reputation on being a bully and an intimidator, but Carl Froch has faced the very best super middleweights this sport has ever produced and never once backed down from a single one of them. Big bullies do need putting in their place, and the Cobra is absolutely the right man to do exactly that job in front of the cameras and the world.
I'm only 10 years younger than Big John Fury. I know he doesn't look well, does he? He looks a bit older. I don't want to give him any stick, but he's 10 years older than me, 60-year-old man. I'm pressing on for 50. So, is it a fair fight? I think we both know it isn't, but he's called it on at Tottenham Hotspur.
Derek Chisora once again making the point that cannot be stressed enough when it comes to this entire conversation. Sparring is a training tool and nothing more than that. The man you knock out in the gym goes away and corrects his mistakes. But in a real fight against Carl Froch, there are no corrections and there are no second chances. John Fury needs to understand that distinction very clearly before fight night arrives, because Froch will not be there to help him learn anything at all. He will be there to finish the job completely and put John Fury down for good.
It's only different. Sparring, you're there to learn. So the guy you knocked out in sparring, he's understand, okay, I did this silly move, that's how I got knocked out. So I'm gonna have to stop doing these silly moves so I don't get...
Joe Egan is not mincing a single word here, and why would he? Carl Froch is a genuine Hall of Fame level fighter who went to war with Mikkel Kessler twice, dismantled Andre Ward in a competitive fight, and knocked George Groves unconscious in one of the most iconic moments British boxing has ever witnessed. John Fury has built his entire persona on being an intimidating bully, but Carl Froch has stared down far scarier men than John Fury inside a boxing ring and come out the other side with his hand raised every single time. Joe Egan sees exactly what most honest boxing people already see. This is not a fight between two equals. This is a Hall of Famer with something to prove walking into a fight against a man whose biggest qualification is being the father of Tyson Fury.
I watched Carl Froch getting knocked down by George Groves. He was gone. Carl Froch has an incredible will to win. The fights that he's had with the great champions. And he's come out of the sport intact. For John Fury to be calling out Carl Froch on his opinion, because Carl Froch is entitled to give his opinion in boxing. If you can't have freedom of speech, what was the point of these men and women dying in the world wars, giving their lives in vain?
What do you think would actually happen if John Fury and Carl Froch, as he is,
Carl Froch could stand there and say to John, I'll give you 2 free shots, John. Hit me with your right hand and hit me with your left hand.
Shannon Briggs dropping one of the most important truths in all of boxing right there. Being in the gym a couple of times means absolutely nothing when it comes to being prepared for a real professional fight. Carl Froch is not just popping into a gym for a casual session. He is building a full training camp with purpose and intensity because he understands better than most what it actually takes to perform when everything is on the line. John Fury visiting a gym and Carl Froch genuinely training for a fight are two completely different realities, and Fight Night will expose that difference without any shadow of a doubt.
It depends. Sparring's really for learning, but you can also learn to take someone out, so it's a mix.
And that right, there is the image that should be sending a very clear message to John Fury and everyone around him. Carl Froch is back in the gym. The Cobra is training. This fight is real and Froch is treating it with the full seriousness and dedication of a man who has everything to prove and absolutely nothing to lose. John Fury called him out, and now the Cobra has answered. Fight Night cannot come soon enough, and when it does, British boxing is going to be talking about it for a very long time.